Most people spend their entire life trying to hide their weaknesses. They cover them, they apologize for them. They try to replace them with something that looks stronger. But what if the very thing you think is your weakness is actually the source of your greatest mental strength? Not in a motivational way, in a psychological way. Because there is a powerful concept that changes how we see struggle. Antifragility. Something fragile breaks under pressure. Something strong resists pressure. But something antifragile does something different. It grows stronger because of pressure. Think about muscle. When you lift weight, muscle fibers tear. At first glance, that looks like damage, but the body rebuilds them stronger than before. Stress creates growth. The same thing can happen with your mind. The traits you were once told were weaknesses can become psychological advantages when viewed through an antifragile lens. Let us start with sensitivity. Many people grow up hearing this phrase. You are too sensitive. It sounds like criticism. Like emotional awareness is a flaw. So sensitive people learn to hide it. They pretend things do not affect them. They try to appear tougher than they feel. But sensitivity is not weakness. It is perception. Sensitive people notice emotional shifts faster. They detect tension in conversations. They read subtle signals in relationships. They pick up on changes others miss. In the wrong environment, this feels overwhelming. But in the right environment, it becomes emotional intelligence. Therapists, leaders, artists, great communicators. Many of them started as highly sensitive individuals. Their ability to understand others deeply came from the very trait they once tried to suppress. Pressure did not destroy sensitivity. It refined it. Now let us talk about introversion. Introverts often grow up in a world that celebrates loud confidence. Speak more, be more outgoing, be more visible. So introversion gets labeled as a social weakness, but look closer. Introverts process information deeply. Instead of reacting quickly, they analyze. They listen carefully before speaking. They think through consequences others ignore. In chaotic environments, this can feel like being left behind. But in complex decision-making, it becomes a powerful advantage. Deep thinking produces clarity, and clarity produces better decisions. Many highly respected thinkers, scientists, and creators were introverted. Their quiet nature allowed them to explore ideas longer than others were willing to. What looked like social hesitation became intellectual strength. Now, consider past failures. Failure is one of the most misunderstood experiences in life. When people experience failure, they often feel labeled. Like the mistake defines them. But failure creates something rare: perspective. Someone who has never struggled often lacks depth. Everything has worked for them, so they assume success is simple. But someone who has experienced failure and rebuilt carries knowledge others do not. They understand risk. They understand resilience. They understand adaptation. Imagine two entrepreneurs. One succeeded immediately. The other faced several setbacks before succeeding. Who has stronger psychological armor? Usually the second. Because every setback trained their mind. They learned how to recover. Recovery is the essence of antifragility. Now let us talk about emotional wounds. This one is deeper. Painful experiences leave marks. Loss, rejection, betrayal, difficult childhood environments. These experiences can deeply affect people. But sometimes they also create extraordinary insight. People who have experienced deep emotional pain often develop powerful empathy. They can recognize suffering in others quickly. They know what it feels like to struggle internally. That awareness allows them to support others with genuine understanding. There is a beautiful visual analogy for this. In Japan, there is an art called kintsugi. When a ceramic bowl breaks, it is repaired with gold. Instead of hiding the cracks, the artist highlights them. The fractures become the most beautiful part of the object. The damage becomes the design. Human psychology can work the same way. The places where life cracked you open can become the places where wisdom shines through. Not because pain is good, but because healing creates awareness. Now, here is the important shift. Your weakness only becomes strength when you change your relationship with it. If you spend your life hiding it, you never transform it. But when you examine it, learn from it, and integrate it, something powerful happens. It stops being a limitation. It becomes a tool. Think about someone who grew up shy. At first, that shyness might have created loneliness. But over time, they developed strong observation skills. They studied human behavior quietly. Years later, that same person might become an exceptional psychologist, writer, or strategist. Their strength came from what once looked like weakness. This is the antifragile mindset. Instead of asking, "Why am I like this?" you ask, "How can this serve me?" instead of saying, "This trait holds me back." You say, "This trait has potential I've not explored yet." Every perceived weakness contains hidden information about how your mind works. Your sensitivity reveals emotional awareness. Your introversion reveals depth of thought. Your failures reveal resilience. Your wounds reveal compassion. The key is conscious development. Antifragility does not mean pain automatically creates strength. It means reflection transforms pain into strength. Without reflection, suffering stays suffering. With reflection, suffering becomes insight. That insight shapes how you move through the world. It shapes your decisions. It shapes your relationships. It shapes your purpose. Many people who create meaningful impact in the world did not start from perfect circumstances. They started from difficult ones. Those experiences forced them to develop internal resources. Resources like patience, perspective, emotional intelligence, and resilience. These qualities cannot be purchased. They are forged. Just like metal and fire, the heat changes its structure. What comes out is stronger than what went in. Your life experiences can do the same thing to your mind, but only if you choose to process them constructively. Here is a simple exercise. Think about one trait you have always considered a weakness. Maybe you are quiet. Maybe you overthink. Maybe you feel emotions intensely. Maybe you carry memories of past setbacks. Now ask yourself two questions. What ability might this trait be hiding? And how could I develop that ability intentionally? Overthinking might become strategic thinking. Quiet observation might become deep insight. Emotional intensity might become creative expression. Past setbacks might become mentorship for others walking the same path. Every weakness contains the blueprint of a strength waiting to be developed. That is the essence of antifragility. Life applies pressure. You adapt, you grow stronger. Not despite the cracks, but because of them. So the next time you notice something about yourself that feels like a flaw, pause before rejecting it. Look closer. There might be hidden power inside it. And once you learn to see your struggles as raw material instead of limitations, you stop fighting your past. You start using it. The parts of you that once felt broken can become the parts that make you uniquely strong. If this perspective changed the way you see your struggles, comment antifragile below. Like this video if it gave you a new way to see your weaknesses. And subscribe for more psychological insights that help you turn life pressure into personal power.